Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Amber. I'm the creator behind Becoming Aligned. And yes, I'm probably going to be wearing the same shirt in several episodes that I post per week because I will be getting them done on the weekend, on my days off. I do have a day job, and so I'm not doing these like one per day or anything. I gotta bust them out when I can for you guys. And then I just realized that in the last video my air conditioner was on, so there may be some feedback. I'm so sorry. I'll get better at this. I'm very new at this whole making videos thing and like putting myself on camera and stuff. It's spotlight isn't my thing. But I'll adjust. I'll get used to it, promise. Okay. So, let's get into it. So today's topic is going to be all about manifestation. Is it toxic, or do just people not really understand it? I want to look at what the common advice out there is. I also want to look at some toxic advice that's out there, and then some advice that I feel really hits home and that really makes sense to me and the process of manifestation that I do. Now, this isn't to call out anyone specific. This is not to say anyone's method is wrong or to follow only my method or to say any other creators are terrible or manifestation is all good or all bad. This is just to simply look at it from all perspectives and all sides with an open mind and really get a feel for what we believe. All right, and so I am not giving out any financial, medical, or legal advice. I am definitely not an expert. I'm just a soul having a human experience, sharing my human experience with other like-minded humans. So let's get into the topic.
Well, you said, but I don't have the background for it. I do not have any of the qualifications for it. It doesn't really matter. If imagining creates reality, you do not need the qualifications that the world thinks you need. All you need do is simply to boldly assume that you are the man, the woman that you would like to be.
Okay, guys, so I have nothing bad to say about Neville Goddard, but that's the common advice that we normally hear. So we're going to look at a few more clips of the common advice that you typically hear when you're talking about manifestation.
Okay, I'm going to work with my body. And I'm going to start breathing and I'm going to start feeling emotions that I do want to feel. The heart starts producing a very profound signal. It starts to produce an external magnetic field. It's measurable.
Spend 5 minutes sitting down and visualizing those things being true, and then give gratitude for that. Like, see it, feel it in your body, taste it in your mouth, hear it in your ears. Completely immerse yourself in that for 5 minutes.
Brain doesn't really know the difference between, say that again?
Between something that happened in real life or something that you strongly visualize.
So you could create enough of a visualization for yourself if you really were to powerfully start to focus on it and do that and build that ability to visualize something that your brain at one point would have to think it's so true that the world would meet you and put it into your life.
See, I love the way they explain that when you see a few clips strung together like that. But it's not always like that when you're scrolling on social media. Like, you'll see a quick 30 to 60 second clip and you think that's all you need to know about the topic, and that's just not the case. And if people aren't doing deep dives, or if people are unknowingly taking in this information and thinking that's all they needed, like when we watch this content on holistic healing or attachment styles and different things, narcissists and everything, we think that's all we have to know, but there's so much more to it. We think we don't have to go to therapy because we watched an episode on learning our inner selves, and that's not the whole pie. And so a lot of times these short clips on social media can do more damage than value.
I did this when I needed to get out of debt. Like
tens of thousands of dollars of debt. I did this when I wanted to get my dream job, like multiple times I've gotten my dream job. And it's really fucking easy. All you have to do is imagine what the best case scenario would be for yourself in any given situation. And then act like it's happening. That's literally it. Just like act like it's happening. Just be delusional in the fact that like pretend that version of the future is happening. And that's literally what will unfold.
See, my whole problem with that advice, where are the steps in that? Where's the how-to process in that? See what I mean? The short content, it doesn't explain enough.
Sit on the side of the road, look out at the lights, and go, I'm a popular actor. Every director wants to work with me. And I used to like open my arms and imagine things, things that I wanted to come in my way. I would stay up there until I actually believed that I had all these things. And then I would drive down the mountain feeling like the biggest star in Hollywood. I wrote a check out to myself for $10 million, and I put it in my wallet and I carried it for that many years. And what happened was, basically, a few months ago, we did the deal for The Mask for $10 million.
Now, what I feel like that clip showcases is the fact that you see someone like Jim Carrey, who's extremely famous. Everyone knows him. And he says that, and you believe it's possible because he achieved it. He's the example. He's the proof. But my issue with that is, what if it wasn't that? What if there was more to it that you're not mentioning? Yeah, he says he would imagine it, but what roles were you applying for? What roles were you auditioning for? Did you have a manager? What action steps did you take to get there that we're not seeing? You didn't just drive out to a field and wish until it came true. There were other steps to it as well. Visualization is, yes, the first step. Yes, you want to feel it in your body, but I feel like there's so much more to it than that. And I don't think that clip touched on it enough. But I don't know, let's see.
Manifest your dream life. Watch this. Manifestation sounds magical, but dark psychology says otherwise. It tricks you into magical thinking, ignoring real problems while chasing illusions. Influencers exploit this, showing off dream lifestyles while hiding their struggles. The truth is, it is not magic. It is your brain's filter, the reticular activating system, helping you notice opportunities, not create them. And toxic positivity is when you are told to just think positive, while your real emotions get buried deeper.
Doing if you want to actually manifest instantly. Checking to see if your manifestation is here or checking to see if your manifestation worked. The entire point of manifestation is it's already done and you already have it. So if you already had it, you wouldn't be checking for confirmation to see if you already had it. Number 2, saying it's coming instead of acknowledging that it's already here. Again, the point of manifesting is to think as if it's already true, as if it's already done right now in this very moment. So instead of going, oh, I haven't manifested it yet, oh, it's not here yet, oh, but it's on the way, oh, it's coming, how about you just stick to I have it right now? That is the fastest way. That is a process mindset, and we don't want to label manifestation as a process. Number 3 is a folder for number 1 and 2, contradicting the fact that you already have it. If you already had it, why are you thinking against it?
Can somebody tell me why she seems so angry? Like, that just, I don't know. She just seemed pissed off and just with such attitude, but you're not, again, we're not giving the process. And so a lot of these videos we're about to see are going to give off the energy of the toxic manifestation clips I've ran into that really feels like not the best advice, maybe not the clearest advice, and maybe sometimes the most toxic advice. So let's watch them and see what we learn.
Of assumption, it's quite a harsh realization for some of us to notice that, oh my God, I'm suddenly aware of the fact that everything that happened in my life, that job loss, my relationship breakdown, there's a third party involved now. It's all come from your consciousness, your awareness, your inner beliefs and identity, insecurities that you might have had. And worries and not feeling worthy, not feeling chosen, it's all reflected out of you in this way. And it can be quite a tough pill to swallow sometimes, but at the same time, it is empowering because now you realize, okay, I've manifested stuff that I didn't want. I have the power to do that. I have the power to turn it around, to rectify those mistakes and change my world.
Or toxic coworker that you're around, you actually have the ability to manifest them out of that job, or you could just quit. You got to make a decision. You have the power and authority to do that. Either you quit or you can manifest them out of that position.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea, because what you put out, you get back ×3. So, no, not me. Like, no thank you. I am not about to manifest somebody out of the job they have and put them in the unemployment line just because I hate working with them. That's toxic. We don't want to manifest things or put things out that we wouldn't want to receive back. And so that goes along the lines of, okay, I need to cover this aspect. So when we spell words, we're casting spells. It's called spelling. And so from that aspect, it's like the difference between black magic and white magic. It's all about intention. And you don't want to have a bad intention in your manifestation, or you're going to manifest something bad for someone else, and then it's going to come back to you. So let's keep our karma tree balanced and not looking for us. Okay. All right.
Manifest away unwanted things in your life. I know this works because there are so many times in my life where I wanted something or someone to go away and they disappeared just like that. So step number 1 is to stop reacting to it. Stop giving them any attention. Stop reacting to them. Just become unbothered. Step number 2 is to become really specific about your desired outcome. What is it? What kind of life, what kind of reality that you want to create from this point onwards? And then step 3 is to feel what it would feel like if your desired reality is already here.
Okay. Oh, don't do that. I highly recommend against doing that. I would never manifest anything that had to do with someone else's life.
Call this the argument manifestation. So you need one other person to do this that's ideally manifesting the same thing as you or like supporting you. Basically, my partner and I will have arguments as if the manifestation has already come through. So if you're trying to manifest a girls trip to like Paris, next time you go out to dinner with your girlie, pretend you guys are all in Paris, stage a fake argument as if you're already in Paris. Argue about if you want to go to the Louvre tomorrow or if you want to go shopping. Or if you're trying to manifest your dream car, have an argument with your partner about like why you should get the better driveway spot.
I do not recommend manifesting things where you lead with negative energy. That would bring the negative side of your manifestation out, I would imagine. So just be really careful with that advice, guys.
When you manifest or visualize, what you put all your energy in needs to be attainable. It needs to be something that you feel like you can shoot for. And all this toxic positivity, if you can dream it, you can do it, failure to plan or set real goals actually gets in the way.
Affirmations 100,000 times a day and nothing happened, and they lost interest, they felt disempowered, they felt like victims. They said, that stuff doesn't work. It's because we only had half of the formula. An affirmation is a thought only, and it's an empty thought unless we put some energy into it. When we marry the thought and the emotion together, they come together in this mysterious, magical, precious place right in the center of our hearts. And this is what the ancients say, this is where the action is. It's in our hearts, and by definition, we create a feeling. Feeling is the union of thought and emotion. The feeling is what creates the waves that speak to the field.
Attention, you take a pencil, you write it down, you're actually doing something physical, tactile, then you read it silently, then you read it aloud, then you visualize that, and you do that over and over and over again. What that will do is then embed that into your subconscious.
This is how to script. This is my favorite manifesting technique. So basically, scripting is just writing a letter to the universe, or you can write it to God or whoever you believe in. So I always start out with a lot of gratitude. You can read what I'm writing for an example, but I just genuinely thank the universe for whatever I have that's good in my life. And then what you want to do next is incorporate what you're manifesting into your gratitude. That's what I do. So you start off by saying something that actually happened, like, I am so happy that my brother had a nice birthday. And then you say what you're manifesting, like, I am also so happy that I passed my driver's test and got my license. So you incorporate all of these things into what actually happened, and it just ends up being a letter thanking the universe for what you have. But you have to be genuine about it. You can't just be like, thank you. You have to be like, seriously, thank you so much. And then at the end, once you're done, you
I wanted to let those few play before I announced them. So those few clips were about what I believe more aligns with what I believe manifestation is and means and how to do it. And so these next couple clips are also going to continue going over the more believable manifestation methods, at least for me. I don't know about any of you guys, and I would love to hear about your manifestation methods in the comments. Have they worked for you? How long have you been trying to manifest different things? And, you know, basically, are you succeeding? And kind of what's your process? How do you do it? Where'd you get that idea from? You know, I want us to share ideas and help each other learn. So share your process with us. I'll share mine after these clips.
So basically, it's called the Can I Please Have More method. The way you do this is you say, for example, I am so grateful for my beauty. Can I please have more? I would like to have more. I am so grateful for having money. Can I please have more? I would like to have more. I am so grateful for attracting love in my life. Can I please have more? Start by being grateful for what you already have, and then you ask if you can have more of it.
Manifest the dog to stop barking. It's really about choosing the dog being silent in your mind. So this dog's been barking and howling and doing all this stuff for a few minutes. And I want to show you through example. I can't see the dog either. It's like behind a fence. So I close my eyes while listening to the dog barking, super annoying, listening to the dog barking. I imagine the dog is silent, playing silently, distracted, sleeping, different versions of the dog. It's silent. I'm doing this while it's barking. Then I think from that state, oh my God, I love the silence. I love that I can make a dog be quiet and stop barking. I love it. It's amazing.
Oh my God, guys, she really made that dog stop barking. Can you believe that? That's crazy, live and on camera. That was insane. Okay, so let's unpack this. So I don't want you guys to think I'm saying, you know, manifestation is fake or anything like that. But what I am saying is be careful of the advice you follow. Do they give you the proper steps? Do they use it in their own life? Does the advice make you feel good or bad? So I don't want you guys to think that every thought in your mind creates what happens to you, because I don't believe that everyone manifestates and everything bad that happens to them. I don't think children that have been abused manifested that, and I don't think vice versa, you know, like adults that are abused, I don't think they manifested that. I also don't think it's bad, or I don't think it's good to, again, the imperfections, they're going to be there, guys. But I don't think it's good to manifest using negative energy, like arguing or toxic things like that. And I don't think it's good to manifest people to lose their job. Like, that's not okay. What I do think is okay is that, well, let me tell you about my process. Not what I think is okay, but more so what I do for myself when I want to manifest something. So I'll write it down. I'll usually type it out because I don't have time to like write 1,000,000 times in a notebook, you know, what my manifestation is. So I'll make affirmations. that I'll say several times a day. Usually I only have time for one round. To be honest, my life is crazy busy these days. But so I'll write it down, then I'll type it out, and then I'll be saying it out loud as I'm imagining it being in my existence currently, how it would feel, what my day-to-day would be like. Like if I'm manifesting an apartment, I'm going to imagine waking up in that exact apartment. I'm going to imagine taking showers, cooking, closing the blinds before bed, and, all the different things you do, getting ready for work and leaving and, running errands and bringing groceries back. I'm envisioning what it'll feel like inside of my body to be doing those things in the existence of what I'm manifesting. And then I'll sit in meditation for a while, and I'll feel it, and I'll picture it, and I'll live in the imagination for a little while. And then I will typically do what I call basically closing the portal. And that's where I go like this. I clap and I say Wuksha 3 times, and then I say it's already been done. And then I close out with Ashe, Aho, Namaste. And that way I'm giving thanks, grace, and peace to the beings that are helping me, whether it be ascended masters or spirit guides, guardian angels, or ancestors. I'll at least be able to give the appreciation back to them. And I thank them in my heart, and I show gratitude. And one of my newest affirmations I added in with that girl advised for I'm so grateful for the money in my bank account. Can I please have more? I would love to have more. I really think that was a good one, because you're using what you already have and just asking for more of it. So I feel like that allows the flow of abundance and shows that you're ready to receive. So I love that. I love the idea of if you feel like you have certain blockages in your mind where, how do I describe this? So, okay, for example, I'll use myself as an example, okay? I'm 39 years old. I just turned 39 in May, and I am starting something new that I never thought I'd do, but I've just felt such a push to create content around topics I'm interested in, because I know if I'm into it, other people are too. And I'm scared that I started too late, that I waited too long. I wanted to be my perfectly healed self so I could guide people through their healing. But I felt like it was taking too long, and like I hadn't reached a point, not that I'm not healed. I've done a lot of work on myself, but I feel like I'm not where I imagined myself to be when I wanted to start doing this. And I mean, part of me is like, we've never wanted to actually do this. And the other part of me is like, we know we've been feeling a soul push to do this. And so I feel like it's a calling for me to create content and start these conversations. But it's also nerve-wracking because I'm an introvert. I don't like the spotlight. I'm not a social person. I've not spent a lot of my life in clubs or bars. I'm a homebody. I like to knit and needlepoint and do little arts and crafts. Like I'm a simple person. And I like to meditate, and I like to dive into my spiritual world and, dive deep into different topics and things. So I don't know. It's a constant tug of war for me. It was very difficult for me to be comfortable with the idea of putting my face out there, but I know that's the best way that I can connect with my audience and let you guys into my world and be able to show you part of my journey like I've been wanting to. And something in my gut just told me one day, look, if you don't do it now, you're never going to do it. So just, shit or get off the pot, basically. So, as my dad would say. So, it's just one of those things. So I had to just finally take the plunge. So where I was going with that long story, I'm a rambler, I'm sorry, is that I decided one day, let me put my deep dive skills to use and see if I can find proof of other people being successful in what I'm looking to do and the kind of content I want to put out after 40. And I had AI help me find evidence of that. And so it's really easy to do. And it really, really helped break through the barrier in my mind and know that this is achievable. This is possible. We can pursue our passion and, make something beautiful. Have a beautiful community to share our creations with and dive deep into topics together and learn and grow and become better people together as a community. And that's all I want for us. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below and tell me what you thought. Tell me about your own manifestation process and experiences. I want to hear about all of it. And if you have any suggestions for any future topics, please let me know. This was kind of like a little test run this weekend, so I'm going to be working on getting some of the kinks out of my process, and so it'll get more smooth as time goes on. Just bear with me. It's a learning curve. I've never done this kind of thing before, so just stick with me, guys, and it's going to be a beautiful future. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with me today, and I'm wishing you all so much light and love.